Hello and welcome back to the Great Patriotic War. Here we are in November of 1941, the first winter, and we are about to turn the turn. Last time we made a counterattack in this sector here, which kind of was designed to deal with some of the pressure that we were getting put under for the 10th Army and the 3rd Army, which is kind of the intersection of the Western and Central fronts. And we were also able to retake some ground somewhere else. I don't even remember where it was. So we were making attacks, which is still a new thing for us as the Soviets in 1941. In terms of losses, we did manage to actually do a little bit of damage this turn, and that's always good. But, as always, the Nazis do have the initiative, so we'll see what they do. I think the big thing we're hoping for here is that the North stays stable. And I'm not 100% confident that it will, and I'm worried about it. And then that the South doesn't entirely collapse. Turn 23. So the Germans are not flying a lot of sorties. Not a lot of sorties at all, but neither are we. The weather's pretty bad. Okay, that's not good. Oh my god, that's really not good. Held. This is the big one. Actually, it's interesting that they sequenced it in that order. I was thinking they were going to attack the one that had 3 around it. 3 hexes that it could have been attacked from. Held. Wow. Held. And there goes that division. This sector is just forests upon forests. I'm not super worried about it. If they want to make progress, they're going to have to shoot it a lot. Held, although a lot of losses. That's the first big attack they've made on... This is a very active turn so far. A lot of it, huge attacks. Okay, we saw that coming. It's the question of how many hexes they break here. Not whether they break hexes, it's just how many they break. Okay, yeah, obviously got to clear that guy out. Held there. I'm actually a little surprised that held. I thought that was going to break for sure. So that fortification was worth its weight in gold. Yeah, no surprise there. Those divisions were throwaway. Scouted, interesting. Good commander. If the Soviets scout something, we usually lose like 3,000 people. I was right, they did have another panzer division there. So no surprise, I guess. That poor guy. That poor division. Okay, now they're going to cross the river. held out there. Interesting, they moved a panzer division that far south. I didn't even notice that before. This sector is so goofy. It's just tank army against tank army. I don't know how I ended up doing that. Yep, so they did move some guys across the river. The question is how much and can we force it back? We're going to have to bomb the living daylights out of it. Oh, Zaporizhzhia, why are you so difficult? New events. Oh, hello. Iran is secure. Success of the late summer invasion of Iran by the British and Soviets have allowed forces to be redeployed from the Transcaucasus. Transcaucasus ground requirement reduced to 47, air to 10. And of course, the inevitable Soviet partisans. Yeah, let's take a look at how bad this is. So they pulled back some guys from this area, and it's just an air landing regiment. So we might be able to fight that back. Yeah, that's maybe feasible. Not easy, but maybe, just maybe we could fight it back. At the very least, we can build another line behind it. So we're going to start fortifying stuff back here. It's gonna make this whole sector a disaster because we're gonna lose all the double rail. I don't even want to contemplate that. I don't even know where we would build forts, because we'd have to cover all of this. That's a lot of hexes. And with the winter, they're not even good hexes. Tricky. I think we just have to try to fight it out and counterattack it. This sector didn't go that bad, all things considered. Obviously, we got losses, but could have been worse. Is this freezing up now? Yeah, I think it's starting to freeze up. Damn. It's unfrozen for now, but it will freeze up soon. I mean, December is actually a good month for them to attack as well. Alright, so let me try to remember what it looked like here before we lost this hex. Yeah. Shame we lost this hex. We could reoccupy that, though. We have pretty fresh troops here. Just annoying. Got a new rifle division in there. Anyone else back here? No, these guys were all railing last time. 61st Army. It's going to be the reserve army for probably the Bryansk front at this point. So we'll be moving those guys up to Kursk. They went pretty quiet in this area here. I guess maybe they saw that things got stabilized and they changed their mind on whether they wanted to attack it or not. I feel like they've just been randomly attacking everywhere. This is the first time in a while I've felt like I don't have enough in the north. It's been a while since I've had that feeling. Because usually I've been feeling like the north is pretty stable, but now that I've gotten a guy knocked back off of it, I feel less confident. So I think to be safe, we should build a... I can't do that on the air turn, but I think we should build a fortified region here. Yeah, it's so hard to tell what I can do. These guys are so weak. This is a 3.5, so I gotta come up with 9. I guess maybe between everyone here, they could do it. This guy's not even putting up a 1, though. And these are such green units, too. They haven't seen a lot of combat yet. Got a lot of 2-win units there. Who retreated from this hex? Who was in there? Just a rifle division? Where'd he go? Is it this one? Must have been this one. Oh no, I bet it was this one. Yeah, he's owned 1. Oh well. Not a huge deal. It's not a very important hex in the scheme of things other than the minor river. But, I mean, I'll reoccupy that, no problem. I do think there was another knockback up here somewhere. Oh yeah, that's right. They fought against this a few times. The 98th Rifle Division, which shockingly held on quite well. Where'd they end up anyway? Oh, they're still here. They've earned some time in the rear. 5 wins, 3 losses so far. So they've earned a little bit of a break. I kind of want to just try to maybe bomb this hex. I don't know. Seems like they're going to shift and start probing up here. But first things first, we need to make life difficult for the Germans on this flank. Who apparently have come to love me. I really need to bolster these guys. I don't think I have the strength anymore over here to reinforce that. We might need to rail a division up. Alright, but first things first, let's do our air combat here. No, not the... I think I want to have them supporting the other guys, right? 55th Army, no. They could support those. I guess they're really not located up there, though. We want it on the 28th Army, I think, if we're going to put it on anything. I just don't know where their units are located at. Looks like they're all in Ordovo. Did I never build an airfield even here? No, it doesn't even have an airbase. I think we should do that. I don't know why I never did. Probably need a couple airfields, actually. Alright, Leningrad Air Command is under here. So they're just ground supporting 8th Army right now. That's all they're doing. I think we'll put them and have them fly air support this turn for the entire front. And I think we paused that. Wait, what was that attacking? We'll cancel the air superiority missions. Definitely don't need the recon. But maybe we should take a little recon overflight of this flank. I don't know. We'll go with no recon for now. We're not going to do any attacks, I think. You know where some recon would be good is down here. If I have any recon planes available, or just any planes available in general. I would love to recon this hex. Probably going to lose a lot of recon planes, but whatever. It's what they're for, I guess. I need the points. I'll try to ground attack them as well. Gonna go unit. Yeah, I don't really have a lot of air in this area, but whatever air I do have is going to be used for it. And then I guess whatever army this is, 20th Army, is going to get air support as well. Unless I have someone from Southwestern Air Command. No, I've got nothing. That's a shame. I need to start flying in some planes into these air bases this turn. Really don't want to waste the P-40s. Don't really want more I-16s on the front if I don't have to. I guess I'll take the lags. What I really want is some bombers. How many planes is that? That's like... Yeah, we're going to give them the Southwestern Air Command transfer immediate. Build an airbase there as well. We do have an airbase here now. It'd be nice to fly someone in. All right, let's check out what other directives we have going on here. Any sort of weird stuff. I know I've got a bunch of air commands that have no units under them right now. Wait, did I not do that ground attack? What? We could just delete this one. Thought I was doing one. Really don't need all these air superiority things. We're not going to be flying air superiority for quite some time now. Well, I guess that's kind of the best we can do. Maybe we could fly some long-range bombers and have them fly ground attack. Mostly over friendly territory. Let's see if it works. The question is, will it fly? Do high intensity. Yeah, we'll just try to pop them with the long range bombers. See what happens. All right, execute air directives. We're going to have some serious losses here from the bad weather. But we have to take that hex back. And we need every advantage we can get. $1,200 sorties. Yeah, that was a busy turn. So they launched 350 sorties, lost 31 planes, and did sizable damage, actually. Really sizable damage. So I'm pretty happy with that. That's a lot of losses to incur just from bombing. So now you have to think that maybe this is not a 3.5 anymore. And maybe that means we have some chances. So these guys are, unfortunately, they need to be resupplied before I can send them forward. That's fine. Yeah, I could fly from Rostov. I think I'm going to do that first. From Rostov. just to resupply these guys to start the turn. Obviously we lose a few planes here and there from that, but it's nothing major. And that gets them a little bit of their supplies, so they don't have to build up as many supplies next turn. Alright, so now the question is, with all this stuff here, can we retake this? It's only showing me a 14. Well, obviously these guys are going back on the front. These guys are going to need to be refit, probably in the rear with the gear. We'll give them over the 56th Army. The question is, can we get enough combat power in there? It's not quite 4-1. I think it is. I think it'll work. Yeah. Not the cleanest battle, but a good battle nonetheless. So we lost 3,000 guys, and they lost 200. But, oh wait, that was on the initial attack. Hold on. This one. They lost 200, and we lost 684. Yeah, okay, so that's a pretty legit little battle. They took damage. Alright, now what can we move in there that will actually hold for a turn? Probably not a whole hell of a lot. Guess that. This guy's going to be gone soon, but he can't move forward anyway. I guess just that one division. This line is so weak. Alright. I don't want to rail them, but I don't want to walk them all that much either. But walking them is going to be better than railing them. Ultimately. Just for supplies. That's the main thing. This is going to become a depot now. We're actually going to relocate 56th Army there. I'll probably just take this guy off the map next turn. Bring in some more reinforcements to try and fix this. Alright, we can bring in those guys on the rail now. And this will at least prevent a breakthrough. That's the idea here. That is all these guys are capable of doing, is just preventing a breakthrough. I don't have high hopes for their eventual combat power. But beggars cannot be choosers in this case. And we are just looking for small miracles. Still very sketchy, but it's better than nothing, I guess. And then we'll start throwing down some forts behind them. I really don't want to lose this double rail if I can avoid it. Problem is now they've got a whole two infantry divisions there. And all I can do is just pour troops into that meat grinder for now until I can legitimately reorganize. They're starting to pull stuff. Looked like they were pulling back for a second there. Alright, this guy was in the reserve last time. So now he needs to move forward into a forward position. Oh, lost the fortified region too. That sucks. Well, it wasn't meant to last forever. Maybe we build a new one here. Alright, who's the most ready? Basically nobody. They all suck. But maybe we give it a few turns and they'll stop sucking so much. Hey, wait, this is one of the ones I sent forward and it's still alive. Wow. What a crazy turn of events for this guy. I think we'll take these guys off their train now, just to start building up some fortification. Because this division could actually be useful on this flank. So I think that's where... Oh, no. Not this one. I didn't do that? Yeah. I meant this one. But he can't make it over there. But still, like, I think more in this sector might be his better use. But let's stick him on the front line up here, maybe. Central front does have room, right? Yeah, they do. So let's give the 413th to the 30th Army. And have them take a forward position. Basically up here. What I want to happen is to kind of bait them to go around over here again. So I really want to keep knocking back units there. Gotta rebuild this. So we're rebuilding a couple divisions there. This division's pretty much rebuilt. These divisions are working on it. I want to just stick them in reserve and put them in the back here. And ultimately probably give them over to the front. Question is who's who here. 13th Army. I'll give them to the 13th Army maybe. They've been having pretty bad time up here. Alright, back to the north. Still got to decide what to do about that. I don't really know. I was so fixated on recapturing this hex that I haven't really thought about that much else. They actually pulled back off the front. It's kind of a shocking turn of events there. But you know what? I might as well clear those forts out. That's what I'm thinking. I'll just sneak back over the river. Just reducing their fort line a little bit. I need more guards divisions, for God's sake. It's a bad situation I'm in with a few number of guards divisions that I have. Let's see. What do I have for potential guards divisions on the cusp? We've got this 100th Rifle Division in the 10th Army. There's 7 and 3. Got a lot of 6 and 3s. And then it's kind of slim pickings below that. So not a lot of big winners. Quite a few big losers, though. If we look at the loss column here, let me come back up to the top. I think there's some that have cracked just about double digits. Not as many as I thought. I guess most of those are probably off map by this point. Even actually, this guy's kind of refit. Oh, he's in the northern front. No wonder. It's interesting. I didn't even know they tracked wins and losses on the off map hexes. But yeah, I mean, the 99th Rifle Division has had some tough times. Basically, that whole 50th Army, or what is today the 50th Army, they've been tossed around a lot between different armies. They've just always been on the verge, like in the merge between two fronts. So they're always under attack. The 13th Army has obviously seen heavy, heavy combat the last 2 months. And all these other units have been in kind of bad places in the past. I don't know what this guy does. Oh, I guess he was probably involved in the battle for Smolensk. So there have been a lot of battles in this area too. But we got to get something back at some point. All right, what do we do here? These guys are all shot. This division sucks. These divisions are okay. But we no longer have... I mean, it's just a river. is it worth risking this? I kind of think it is. Just even throwing one division on there. And then we'll try to rebuild a couple of these guys. So they're both in the 27th Army. I care more about the rifle division, to be honest. So I think that's what I'll do. I think I'll rebuild this rifle division. Try to get some combat power back into him. I don't think there's any kicking this guy out again, though. It's just a matter of trying to fill the gap. Something like that. I'm gonna rail this down to Kursk, I think. I'm gonna try to rebuild this on map, just because I need him back quickly. I don't have time for 3 turns to go back and forth. Alright, we wanted to reassign this guy somewhere else. Probably to the 55th Army? Probably give this guy over to the 55th Army as well. And maybe we'll sneak this naval brigade into this hex. You know, just something to make it a little bit harder for them. He really doesn't have that much artillery. Gonna give him one of these. Yeah, I think that's the best we can do. Where are these ones? Why is this a 1? This should be a 4. Oh, is it still under construction? Is that why? Yeah, that's why. Does this have an airbase? No, it doesn't. Oh. That's not good. Need an airbase there pronto. That was a stupid spot for a depot, and in retrospect, honestly, same with this. This needs an airbase too in case we need to move supplies around. Same with this. Yeah, I've done some dumb things here. Thinking very short term. They have certainly not done a lot of fortifying. Does Stavka not have a lot of... It should have plenty. It actually doesn't have a lot of sappers. Maybe that's kind of a problem here. Let's see, off-Mac construction. Yeah, these are all max TOE. Yeah, maybe I just need to bring them all in. I don't know what that's going to do to our supply, though. I really don't want to manually filter these, but we could filter all that off. Filter out anything that's not 100%. And could filter anything that's not at 50 morale, maybe. It's still going to be a lot of guys. Not seeing anything else I could filter on. So, with that, we send them to the map. 36 construction units. All going to Stavka, who desperately needs them, I think. Alright, this division could be brought forward into one of the bad places. But it could mean a breakthrough if the shit hits the fan. Let's do this. Let's put them there. Let's move both these guys up here. And then we'll build a fortification here. I have 15 APs left, so I think I'm okay. There were a few places in the south I wanted to fortify too, so I don't want to waste all my APs, and I still might do a commander or two. Yeah, so I wanted to try to fortify some of these up. But now I don't know. Well, definitely here. What else is on this? 4th Airborne Corps. think the 4th Airborne Corps is going to have to go forward to the front. Because this guy needs to be rebuilt. And you need all the supplies you can get, and all the artillery and everything you can get, basically. I'll give him a tank brigade, I don't care. Naval battalions. And then give him tons of artillery. Whatever it is, I want him to have it. I want him to have all the artillery he could ever want. Even more. And just use it defensively, try to hold out, and pray. 10th Army, same deal. You're going to get everything you could ever wish for. Only has 6 artillery right now. We'll double that. I'm just kidding. But we'll give him a lot. Give him all those MGs. We'll give him an anti-tank battalion and a tank brigade as well. I don't care. I want him to have everything he could possibly want. And should I reaggress here? I think yes. Maybe with a different unit. I mean, a cavalry unit's not really going to do a whole hell of a lot to stop them. Where is 12th Army? He's over there, right? Maybe one of these guys from the 12th Army can go deal with it. Ooh, he's pretty fatigued, huh? Do I let him tank another round of combat, or do I pull him back at this point? Because he's going to be fighting against an SS division and a motorized division. Or do I even reinforce him? I could reinforce him. He's under 12th Army. I could reinforce him with this tank division. Yeah, I think that's what we do. I think we say, come at us. Put everything else on reserve. Anything else I can do? And not really a whole lot, right? I wish there was more we could do up here, but there's really not much. It's just such a disastrous area. It got so little combat strength all along the line, really. And maybe we could scooch them up there. Right, and then we could scooch this guy up. And then we could bring this guy up here. That kind of solves some problems, but it might cause others. Yeah, like right now that's going to cause him to be out of command. And we can't really solve that. Well, I guess we could give him to the 20th Army, right? Because they now have room now that I've fixed the other situation. So we'll just reassign him to 20th Army. Yeah, and then we just pray that the front line can hold for another turn. And they're just going to wipe that. And then they're going to stick 2 infantry divisions right there. And there's not going to be a damn thing I can do about it at that point. I wish I'd bombed the hell out of them, too. I'm an idiot. but they have 4 infantry divisions, 5, 6, 7 infantry divisions, all right there, all really focused on taking Zaporizhzhia. So this battle is going to be ongoing. It's a really important line to hold if you can hold it, because losing it unhinges your entire southern sector just from the double rail. But I don't see anywhere else I can really make an attack. So, I mean, I think I've kind of shored up the areas that I could. Everyone's on refit that I think should be. I've pretty much double-checked everything. I don't care that much that this guy's depleted. I'm going to take him off the map, actually. Hell, I might even disband him. I don't know. Once he unroutes, I'll take him off the map. We're going to move this guy up to Kursk. Let's put him there for now. I'm going to assign all these guys to 61st Army. Bryansk front does have room for 2 units. Oh, nuts. I went to the wrong one. Oh, not that bad, actually. Okay, so, yeah, could bring him up here, or we could just leave him there in the reserve. And we could have this guy, I want to make sure he actually goes to the right army. Go to 42nd Army, I think it is. I think that's what's here. Yeah, 42nd is like the frontline guys there. I guess they're both kind of frontline in this area, so it doesn't really matter. One could go 42nd, one could go 37th. I think 42nd is probably the higher priority. Oh, shoot, that put us over. Oops. Who is under? Let me just check my HQs. Moscow. I'm getting tapped out here. I don't want Bryansk to be over, though. I know that. Well, I guess we could hand these guys off to the 61st Army, the newly formed 61st Army. They're not in a, entirely important position right now. They're fortified up, and they're just going to be generally sitting there. So this is a whole infantry division here. All right, I think I'm good. I think that's all I can do. I'm a little scared of this panzer division, but they're split up into regiments, so they're less dangerous than they could be. And they did pull back their infantry and lost their fort line, so that's a good thing. Yeah, I mean, southern sector could have been way worse. I just want to check to make sure I haven't missed moving anyone. I did. Well, Well, we know where you're going then. Down here. I think we'll rail him over there. I think that's just about it. I think we had one guy back here. Yeah. Not super important to get him forward, but we'll move him forward to at least Zaporizhzhia, maybe. Or Voronezh, I should say. Yeah, maybe Kaluga. I don't know. Probably Kaluga first, leave him on the train, and keep railing him forward next turn. This tank division actually could be very useful here, but it's such a long drive. Would love to throw a fortified region there. It's a great spot for one. Same with here. I'll throw one down here just in case. These are more backups. I think they'll focus mainly on my center, but I don't really know. They can switch sides pretty quickly, so just to be safe. And then probably need to start throwing down a fort here. Here. I have 7 APs. Oh, I shouldn't have done that last one. Can I undo? No. Because I was thinking about building a unit. Could build some ski battalions. I think you automatically get those. What I wanted was one of these airborne brigades. Oh, okay. So they did lower the limit in the patch. Luckily, the patch wasn't applied to this, but the new limit is 32. I would have loved one of these. Oh well, what can you do? I wasn't thinking. My brain was just shut off for some reason. Maybe I'll save the AP then. Remind myself next time to actually spend it on something that I wanted. Because I want another airborne brigade for up here. Because they're really good in desperate situations where you got to throw someone forward because you can rebuild them so quickly. I think that's their main value. I'm a little worried about this hex being unoccupied. Not super worried, but how strong is this? 4.5? That's 3-1. I could knock them back. Does significantly shorten my front line too. And it gives them a little something to think about. And it clears out that fort that they were building there, which I think maybe is the bigger value of that attack. It was kind of costly though, I think. 500 guys, 5 5 armored fighting vehicles and some planes. But I did get 16 guns for my trouble, so I guess we take those wins. Yeah, this is going to be a hard fight to hold this. Because this is now fort level 0. That's what I'm scared about. I could see this falling this turn. It's got also no supplies in it. Alright, let's fly in some supplies, I guess, from Stalino. Ishun has so many supplies. We'll give them a little bit of supplies. Hopefully it helps a little bit. It's certainly not my best army there, if I'm being totally honest. But what can I do? He's being asked to do something basically impossible. Oh, we can build a fortified zone there. That's for damn sure. Because we gotta kind of be prepared to lose this stuff soon. Alright, well, I think that might be the end of my turn. I thought I had another... Oh, I wanted to build a depot here, I think. That's what I was considering last turn. Building an airbase and a depot there. So I think I'll do that. Okay. Now we'll end the turn and see what happens. Kind of a scary turn. Just imagining bad things happening everywhere. I probably missed a spot, but who knows? What a great game, though. This is really the best World War II game that there is. See how active their Air Force is. Probably not as active as mine. Yeah, they were not doing anything. Oh, they were routed. And they brought across a full division. So Zaporizhzhia is now going to get flanked. Question is, can we build up enough for a good counterattack? That's what I want to do. Oh, Jesus. Held out against a tank division. Good job, guys. Interesting. I wonder if they're going to attack Perekop. They haven't really tried it yet. Kind of got to go through there eventually if you want to take Crimea, though. Held. And that comes back to bite me. Yeah, that whole front now is becoming quite the nightmare. It's disorganized, it's weak. Zaporizhzhia is going to become my hardest place to hold, I think. Well, they're certainly attacking me. All we could do is try to bleed him. Fortunately, we're doing most of the bleeding right now. Oof, double rout. Brutal. I was kind of surprised at that, too. And the only saving grace here is that the Germans are at the end of their supply lines here in the north. They really don't have enough to close the ring on Leningrad. They're going to have to bring up more and more reinforcements, which means they're coming from somewhere. And our army is getting bigger at this point. Theirs is not. All right, well, another turn in the books. We are almost out of November of 1941 and into the final month of November. And hopefully we survive. Till next time. See ya.